quite often we're asked to multiply many-digit whole numbers, so we are going to learn how to do that in this lesson. When we're multiplying many-digit numbers, what we're going to do is essentially take 5 times each of the values. So one way to think about this is to think about 297 as 200 plus 90 plus 7. So notice I've broken it up into hundreds, tens, ones. When I do that, now if I take 5 times 200, that gives me 1,000. If I take 5 times 90, it's pretty easy because 5 times 9 is 45, and I just add the 0. So that's 450, and then 5 times 7 is 35. So I'm able to add these values together, which would give me 1,485. So that was an easy way to do it. Now, when doing it this way, we're basically taking the same process that we went through with the distributive property and just writing it a little bit differently. So watch what I'm going to do. 5 times 7 is 35. So I'm going to write the 5 here. And some people would go ahead and write the 3 here. And then they would take 5 times 90 and again get the 450, because 9 times 5 is 45, and add the 0. And then the 9 times the 200 would give me 1,000. So that's certainly another way to do it. The way that you're probably used to is without having the 3 different sums. So I'm going to show you the last way, which again is 5 times 7 or 35. And instead of writing the 3 here, I'm simply going to write it above to carry it to the tens place. Then it would take 5 times 9 to get 45, and 45 plus 3 would be 48, and the 8 would go here. And I would put the 4 up on the top. And then 5 times 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14, and notice I'm going to get the same result no matter which way I do it. So you should find the one that makes the most sense to you. Eventually you'll probably get to doing it this way, and that is probably the easiest way. But if you need to break it down into smaller parts as you're getting used to multiplication, feel free to do that. For this question, notice I'm multiplying a 3-digit number by a 2-digit number. So it's the same concept, but now I have to take 5 times everything and 3 times everything, or essentially 30. So instead of breaking it apart the way I did on the last question, I'm first just going to take 5 times everything. So 5 times 8 is 40. I'm going to place the 4 above the next column over. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24. Again, I'll write the 4 and carry the 2. And then 5 times 5 is 25, plus 2 is 27, and I will go ahead and write the 27. Now for my second line, notice I haven't taken 3 times anything yet, but I'm actually taking everything times 30 instead. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and write that 0 for the 30, and then take everything times 3. So 3 times 8 is 24. I'm going to go cross these off just so we don't get confused as we move forward. 3 times 8 is 24, so I'm going to put the 4 here and write a 2 above. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14, so I'm going to write a 4 and carry the 1. And then 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16. Zeros, now I'm going to add, so these are the partial sums that I'm going to add. 0 plus 0 is 0. 4 plus 4 is 8. 7 plus 4 is 11. So I'm going to put the 1 as for the ones place and carry the 1 in the tens place. 1 plus 2 plus 6 is 9. And 0 plus 1 is 1. So my result is 19,180. Try both of these. Again, don't use your calculator on these. Try to get used to doing these without a calculator. Then press play to see how you did. For my first one, 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Again, I will write the ones digit and carry the tens. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So 726 is my product. For my second question, I'm taking first the 2 times everything. So 2 times 6 is 12. Carry the 1. 2 times 0 is 0. Still add the 1 to get 1. And 2 times 3 is 6. For my next line, I have to take 50 times everything. And so again, I'm going to put the 0 as a placeholder and then take everything times 5. So 5 times 6 is 30. Oops, get rid of that. Carry the 3. 5 times 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3, and 5 times 3 is 15. So I'm going to add these together. 2 plus 0 is 2, 1 plus 0 is 1, 6 plus 3 is 9, and then those are not added to anything else. So my result is 15,912.